Hello everyone, it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog, a little themed reading vlog that I'm super excited for. I've been wanting to do this for probably a year now, and the books just keep stacking up for it. I just haven't been able to get these books on my TBR for quite a while in order to film this vlog. I'm thinking I will read 3 or 4 books in this vlog, so let's just get into it. I just moved to my room because I wanted to film in front of my bookshelves and have a different background because I'm constantly just filming in my room, but my dishwasher was way too loud. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both those would mean the absolute world to me. I already switched again. This lighting is better. This vlog is chaotic already, so love that for me. The theme of this vlog is going to be dark academia, which I'm so excited about because some of my favorite books are dark academia or just set in a school setting. So I know there are like different opinions on what dark academia is. So I'm just gonna go with something set in like a college, university with like murder and darkness, shady stuff going on. Then there's more books that I can read in these vlogs. So I have 8 unread dark academia books. The first 2 books I'm going to be reading are The Woman in the Library by Sulari Gentill. This one is a short little mystery. So there's like these 4 people in the reading room at the Boston Public Library, and all of a sudden there is a scream. These 4 people are sitting at the same table and they have to stay until they figure out what the scream was. The security figures out what the scream was, so they kind of bond. Each has his or her own reasons for being in the reading room that morning. It just happens that one is a murderer. So the thing is, with that synopsis, it sounds like they're stuck in the library the whole time, which is very much not what happens. And I'm literally less than 30 pages into this, so it is not a spoiler. They're told to stay in their seats until they figure out what the scream was, and then security finds nothing, so they figure it's nothing, just like a little stupid prank or something. And so then they all leave, but they all have creative friendship, so they decide to meet up there another day because some of them are writers and they just bond over that. So then they find out after that a woman was murdered there. She's from a rich family, the girl that was murdered, so they're not stuck in the library the whole time, which is what I thought going into this, which I think I really would have liked that, but I'm only 30 pages in, so it's not like the biggest disappointment. I am also listening to the audiobook for this because I found it on Scribd and it's like really short because the book is really short. It's less than 300 pages. I think it's like 360 something. So those are my quick thoughts. That's what I'm currently reading. I Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman, which is a YA mystery about this girl named Jill, and her best friend had been murdered. Everyone believed it was by her boyfriend, and her boyfriend confessed. Then I think that was in freshman year, and then in senior year she gets a message basically saying that the girl's boyfriend didn't kill her. She's trying to figure out who did. It's YA, so it should be pretty quick and easy, and I love a good YA mystery. So it's just over 300 pages. So then for the other 1 or 2 books that I will be reading in this vlog, I don't know yet. So I've got this pile. So let's just start with Someone Is Always Watching by Kelly Armstrong. The Agathas by Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. I don't know, again, how dark academia this is. I think it's at a high school with that Agatha Christie, like, intellectual. Then I have the classic The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is definitely very dark academia, and it scares the crap out of me because it's thick and the writing is small. A similar one, If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. I think it's like a Shakespeare club and then someone dies to jail for it, and in the current timeline the police officer is going to meet up with a person that was sent to jail for this, and they're going to tell the story. Then I have The It Girl by Ruth Ware. I think this is very similar to In My Dreams of Hold a Knife. I've heard that it's really similar to In My Dreams of Hold a Knife, which is one of my favorite book, but I don't know if it does it as well. And it's like a thicker mystery, which I don't tend to love. And then finally, Never Saw Me Coming by Vera Curran. It follows a girl who is a psychopath, and she's part of a college study on psychopaths. That's a long intro talking about all the books that I could be reading. Let me know down in the comments below what dark academia books you really like and which ones you would recommend, and if you've read any of the ones I mentioned, what you thought of them. And let's get into the real reading part of this vlog. I am officially halfway through The Woman in the Library by Sulari Gentill. I accidentally got water on it. Halfway through, thoughts are could be 3, could be 4-star rating. Not so much has happened. So basically they still don't know who killed the girl in the library, obviously, because there's a connection to one of them. We know, but we don't know who it is. And now there was another murder. One of the friends even gets attacked, we'll say. So the stakes are getting higher, but it doesn't overly feel like they're getting higher. And they're getting like, our main character is getting messages, kind of like A vibes from Pretty Little Liars. I don't know, I just am not feeling super like the stakes are high, even though I probably should. So that's why I'm like, it could be a 3 or 4. It definitely won't end up like a 5 unless it's like the best ending I've ever read, which I don't think it's going to be. I'm enjoying it enough. I have 2 hours and 15 minutes left on the audiobook, but I'm enjoying it, just nothing groundbreaking yet. We do have these parts where, so it's like the chapters are this girl named Hannah's, her writing this book. And so she's getting feedback from a guy who's reading the chapters as they go, named Leo. As at the end of the chapter we have like what his thoughts on each chapter, and so that's a fun aspect and definitely gets my brain thinking. Sorry the lighting is bad. I just want to do like a different angle, background, whatever, because I'm always filming in my bedroom. I'm in my car. Crazy. But I did finish The Woman in the Library this afternoon. It is the next day when I said I wasn't gonna finish it, and I did. I ended up enjoying this. I think it was a solid book. Nothing crazy amazing, but still really enjoyable. I'm gonna try and make this like a kind of fast update because it's hot out and I had to turn off my fan in order to talk to you guys. I started updating you guys about The Woman in the Library the other day. So let's actually talk about it because I don't remember what I said at all. I finished it, middle of the road mystery for me. I ended up giving it like 3.5 stars. At first I put it as 4 stars on Goodreads, but then I thought about it and it's closer to a 3-star. First of all, I'm glad it was short because there was parts of it that were not necessarily boring, but were kind of just more like meh. Because I think this is a thing with the type of mysteries like this where there's only a couple suspects, because right from the beginning we know that one of these 4 people killed this girl or this woman in the library. So while the small group of people that have to be the killer is interesting, I think it kind of also does it a disservice because it's kind of obvious to me, kind of going between 2 people, but I had quite the feeling that it was one person. And granted, I do often guess twists, but this one I didn't even really feel like I had to think about it that much. It wasn't very dark academia vibes at all, so I don't know how well it goes with the theme of this vlog. Again, like I said, halfway through, I think the blurb on the back just sets you up for a different book. A disappointment, I still enjoyed the book, but I think the idea of them being stuck in the library while trying to figure out what happened would have been maybe a little bit more interesting, a bit more of an isolated setting. That would change like the whole book. So I think 4 is too little. I enjoyed the audiobook for this, so I would recommend that. They do accents because our main character is Australian, and then some of them have southern accents. So love that. That was fun. The little subplot of, so it's like the author's name is Hannah, is writing this book about this mystery of the woman in the library. And so we get these letters from Leo, who she is sending her chapters to, and they're talking about her writing and all that, because she's like a famous author and he's helping her. Some of them were fun, and some of them I hated so deeply. But the storyline of that was interesting. But I did read a review where someone said something like, at the end of the chapter would have a cliffhanger, but then you'd have to stop, kind of get out of that story and get into the story of Hannah and Leo, and him critiquing her writing and everything that happens with that storyline. Sometimes I didn't mind, sometimes I did, but I'm glad I read it. Yesterday I briefly started They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman, and then this morning I read about 100 pages of it. We have our main character Jill, and she is a part of this group called the, why can't I think of what they're called now? The Players, which is an elite group in her school. There's about, I think, 8 people in each grade from freshman to senior that become players, and they're handpicked in freshman year by the seniors that year. Everyone wants to be a player, and it comes with, like, the first year you're trying to prove yourself to be a player, so they give you like these challenges that you have to do to prove that you are worthy of the benefits. Special treatment from people who used to be players in the past. There is a doctor whose daughter used to be a player, and so now he will help people out by giving them a diagnosis, like a fake diagnosis of like ADHD or something, so people get extra time on tests. And then there's some other things as well. So everyone, obviously it's not known by people that aren't players that you get that kind of stuff. Everyone just knows there's great benefits for it. And basically, kind of like everyone that's a player has your back for the rest of your life, and it helps you with getting into college and stuff. The 8 people in Jill's, or 7 other people in Jill's grade that became a player, they all got really close, which included Jill and her best friend Shayla. Arnold was in the players, was a player as well, but in their freshman year, at like the end of their freshman year, she is murdered, and her boyfriend Graham, who is also a player, confessed to this, so he went to jail, and kind of case closed. Everyone just believes that that's what happened. Then flash forward, we're in her senior year now. Currently, they had just picked the players for this new year. The new freshmen, which does include Jill's brother, and the brother of a guy that Jill has had a crush on for years. His name is Adam. He helped her with helping her become a player, and they've been friends for years now. And Jill has a boyfriend who's also a player. His name is Henry. So there's some tension because she has a crush on this other guy but has a boyfriend. Jill gets a text from someone, we know who it is but I just don't want to say who it is, saying that Graham didn't do it. Basically that this person wants to talk to Jill about it. She starts freaking out, and then there's a news article of Graham claiming his innocence and saying he is taking back his confession and fighting for a real trial. It's not like super dark academia, but it has those secrets with schools, like the secret society within the school, because some of the teachers know about it, because some of the teachers used to be players. So, well, there's a theory that one of the teachers used to be a player, so yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's definitely up my alley. So I'm really enjoying it. Definitely gonna try and get to halfway today. Like I said, it's only 50 more pages. Oh, I should say, this one is reminding me of her other book, The Counselors, which I really liked, in the way that secretly Jill is a scholarship student to this school. While her family isn't poor, they are definitely not rich enough to send 2 of their kids to this prestigious and expensive school. So this is a secret from her friends. It's not a secret in The Counselors, but the girl is also, she's actually not very well off, and she is just going to the summer camp because her parents work at the summer camp, so she gets a free scholarship there, or like a free entry there. So I feel like that's gonna come up later because she's like different from all the other people at this school and whatever. Just like a little bit later. I'm really enjoying this. I keep wanting to pick it up, so that's definitely a good sign. I've read another 100 pages. I'm officially on page 201. Yeah, I just feel like I'm really enjoying it, and it's like a really quick, fun read. But I just have some more thoughts now. So this is very similar to, well, actually this came out first, I believe. The Ivies by Alexa Dawn, I read at the beginning. I think it was like the first book I read this year. Don't mind my messy hair. I did not realize how messy it was. This came out in 2020, and I believe the Ivies came out in 2022, maybe? I don't know, but I believe this came out first. I'm quite confident in saying that this came out first. I find that the Ivies is very similar to this book, and like there's a lot of similarities. This is 2021. And so the premise is very, very similar. They're both like about a group of teens, a school setting, with this group that's really trying to get into a good Ivy League school. But they would like do anything to get there. Very similar, and I'm pretty sure the twists are gonna be like quite similar. I have 2 theories of like the murderer. The only thing I'm not super in love with this one is that we're 200 pages in. It's just in the last like 30 pages. So at first we had a little bit of the part where Graham's saying his innocence, and she's getting these texts from this person. There's like a small part of that. And then she's kind of still getting texts from this person, seeing if she wants to pursue the truth, we'll say. It's not mentioned a lot. And so we're just seeing like the crappy stuff the players do and like what the players expect. That's a huge part of this book, which I understand and I enjoy. But we're just at this last 30 pages really getting into the truth and finding out new things about that night. So the mystery has not been the biggest part of this novel. Hello, it is the next day. Sorry, you can definitely hear my laundry. It's in the dryer, so sorry about that. It's kind of an annoying background noise. I finished They Wish They Were Us, so I had to come and update you. I enjoyed this. I think I definitely enjoyed it more than The Woman in the Library. It was very addictive, kind of typical YA mystery story. I did guess the twist. The one twist that I thought could possibly be it wasn't it, and I'm glad it wasn't, because that would have been really, really tropey. I liked it less than The Counselors by this author, but more than They'll Never Catch Us by this author. So in the middle, it was good. I think I'll give it a 4-star rating. I enjoyed it more than The Woman in the Library. Definitely had more dark academia vibes with the secret, kind of not so secret society. It was a secret because not everyone knew everything, but everyone knew there was something, and they were like seen as the it people in the school. So most of it was set at school. I'm glad I finally got to it because it's one I've wanted to get to for quite a while now. So can check that off of the TBR. It has been a little bit, and I'm finally reading another book for this vlog. You can't really tell what it is right now because it's just that, but Someone is Always Watching by Kelly Armstrong. I'm currently reading this, and I'm already like 140 pages in, so I'm almost halfway. Like, I think there's 350 pages, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's good. I figured I probably should like let you know that I'm reading it. The plot of this is maybe confusing. I don't know if I'd say confusing, but convoluted. We start off with a group of friends, and our main character is Blythe. Is that what her name was? Her friend is kind of having these situations where she's feeling like she's being watched, and then there's like this big situation at school where the principal ends up dead. I'm wondering if part of the synopsis on the book is a spoiler, so I just don't really want to say it like that. Her friend has another event go on, and so she ends up needing to go to a hospital to get some help, but all of them go to the school that is just for children of the employees of this company that's super secretive. They have to have like a bunch of security systems in their house in order to bring their work laptops home and stuff like that. So it's a small school, and the group is pretty tight knit because it's such a small school, and they've known each other for years since the school opened up and since our parents started working together. Most of them have known each other since the beginning. There was an event that Blythe went through that was traumatic, but kind of got her traumatic for her, and then decisions she made after kind of got her and her friend in trouble-ish. It's not super clear. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot going on, and there's even more that I didn't even say. So it might get to be too much, so we'll see. But I'm enjoying it so far. Is the school a huge part of this with the dark academia theme of this book, or of this vlog? A little bit, not a huge part, but I think it will play a big part in, the twist, if it's what I think the twist is. I'm on page 198 of this, so like not much further from when I talked to you yesterday. I don't like the direction that this is going, so that's disappointing. The direction that it's going, I kind of guessed to a certain extent, but what I just read in the last chapter, I don't like that, and I don't want to read about that. But I am gonna just finish the book. Like, I have 150 pages left, so I'm not too worried about it. And I do want to find out what happens, but it's just not the type of mystery that's for me, just because of some of the, I don't know if they'd be tropes or just like the twists or whatever. There is a character named Cassidy. I meant to say that yesterday. She's a very side character, mentioned every once in a while. We haven't even like actually seen her in person, just like texting and calling or whatever, and she's like a tech whiz. Could not be less me, but I love when there's a character named Cassidy. Love to see it. I have finished Someone Is Always Watching. I think I'm gonna give it like 2 stars. this was just like not at all what I thought it was gonna be, and it's just not the type of thriller for me. And I don't know if like saying what I mean by that is a bit of a spoiler. I think it kind of is. There were some like good points in this. I just don't like this kind of mystery. The dark academia part of this is not really there, but I am just gonna keep it in this vlog because that is what I thought I was getting into because of the synopsis. If you want to read this eventually, don't go into it thinking that. Disappointing. This will be the last book in this vlog, so we're really ending this vlog on a low. I am definitely going to do this vlog again with 3 different books. If this wasn't Dark Academia, but I still liked it, that would have been fine. Just obviously not great for this vlog, but I just didn't really enjoy it, and it wasn't Dark Academia, so yeah, with all that said, that is the end of this vlog. What did I even read in this vlog? I just went and looked at like what I read in this vlog, and yeah, not the best results. I think my favorite would have been They Wish They Were Us, because I did like the premise, but was a little disappointed because I've read another book like that. Then it would be The Woman in the Library, which was good, not great, and not what I thought it was gonna be. Also not really Dark Academia. I feel like They Wish They Were Us was the only one that ended up really being Dark Academia. But that's okay, that's what I thought they were gonna be when I went into them. Sorry, I was proven wrong. This is an attempt at a Dark Academia vlog. If you've read any of the books that I read in this vlog, let me know down below and let me know what you thought of them. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. Both those will mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!